Charged up.
Alright. So,
Hi there. Use
with
the
a quick
console
little
to begin
test,
combat testing. If you have any inquiries, come speak to me.
let's say the Dagger Warhorn rotation for Tempest. So generally, what you want to do is either two ways to start. You either want to overload air, or do a lightning orb start. So if you're doing lightning orb, you want to start around 1,000 range, 1,100, due to the fact that lightning orb is 1,200 range. Now with that, you follow up immediately with an overload air, as you saw in the video. Another way to start it is to start with overload air and walk it towards the boss, as you also saw in the first part of that rotation video. Now these numbers are a little lower than near max. You can push 27k. I've pushed 27k, and then almost 24,000 each, or 23 plus on those. Notice that the food here I have is just power, utility, and then also 8% nourishment buff from the experimental remnants, and then also tons of fruitcake. Now when it starts, usually most people tend to use overload air. Okay, you can somewhat position yourself far enough away to do a lightning orb start. Okay, either or, they both kind of do the same damage. So you want to move overload air so that the last tick drops on the boss. You do not want to hit that boss or the golem, anything like that, with the overload air the first 4 initial hits, due to the fact that they are DPS loss and you start a fight way too early. Okay, and then you kind of lose your starting spike. Now with overload air, immediately followed by a lightning storm. Make sure you cast it while still in air attunement. Reason being is that this is the highest hitting glyph of storm part that you can put up. After that, immediately switch to fire attunement. Then you're going to put a burning speed and then wildfire. Now the order doesn't really matter, but for me personally, I like to use wildfire first before the burning speed. Alright, whichever way you do it, it's up to you. Okay, those two skills, and immediately, since you are on fresh air traits, you want to go back to air attunement and then spam your auto attacks. Okay, lightning whip, lightning whip, lightning whip, until your air overload is ready to go, or lightning orbs. Okay, one thing I did leave out of that is the ice bow. So after the initial start, okay, so you did your air overload, glyph of storms, and then the number 5 skill in air. You want to go into your fire, burning speed and wildfire, either or, doesn't matter which order. To be honest, it's up to you. And then you use a conjure frostbow immediately after that. Okay, then you use frostbow 4. Frostbow 3, as you saw in that video. Okay, once you do that, you immediately switch to air, grab your frostbow, and then automatically go into lightning whips. Okay, so rotation is kind of like this. Alright, I'm going to start with an overload air start. Okay, casting it and waiting for it to kind of almost charge, and then boom, putting on the boss. Alright, 115, boom. Then here's when we use our ice bow. Okay, after ice bow, we go into air attunement. And auto attack, auto attack, auto attack until our overload air is ready. Then we use overload air. Okay, once that overload air is casted, go to fire attunement, immediately push number 3, which is your burning speed, and then go through the boss. And then keep attacking until these skills are ready. Off cooldown, you do overload air, and then after that, lightning orb. You also choose, and then boom, back to fire. Right, 3, number 5, and kind of the same rotation. Okay, you maintain this rotation. All right. Boom, 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 until you kill the mob. I do notice my damage is a little lower here. Did not do the full rotation there, and also my food kind of expired. But that is how you do the rotation. Now every other fire, let's say the first initial fire, okay, you can use burning speed and wildfire. Then you go to air attunement, right? So you're in fire here. Boom, boom, boom. You cast it number 2, the 2 skills, right? 1, 2. Go into air attunement, right? Now their attunement, okay, we're spamming all the skills and cooldown, right, overloading air. After that, you immediately switch to fire after the overload air is placed. Boom, now you can see wildfire isn't recharged. Okay, it's every 2 fire overloads. Okay, 2 fire overloads. Alright, sorry, 2 fire switches, so kind of leapfrog. If the rotation is a 2-part process, basically. Okay? Part 1 has burning speed and wildfire. Part 2 has only burning speed when you switch to fire. Okay? And that's basically it. While you're in air, you spam lightning orb, lightning storm, okay, and anything you want. Then while you're on fire, let's switch over it. You're spamming burning speed, wildfire, and conjure frostbow. Alright, that's where your skills go into the rotation. Alright, and that's basically it for the Dagger Warhorn setup. Now, do take note that this burning speed is similar to Staff 4. This is the only skill I really honestly need to cover. Okay, because this is one of the skills that you can control. Okay, Glyph of Storms is RNG. Frostbow is also RNG. Right, you don't know like how many hits are gonna land on the boss or the mobs. With burning speed, you can position it, so if you're maybe, let's say, this far away. As you can see, there's 4 ticks, right? A 725 and then 3 other ones, okay? See, the burning ticks are 2007 right now, 2006. Alright, with bad positioning, let's say you cast it over here. Alright, you get 2 ticks, and see the burning tick is about 1,000 lower, right, than the other one, 1,400. So you can lose a substantial amount of damage due to burning speeds and proper positioning. Okay, make sure you practice this. Okay, you do not want something like that, a 2-hit from burning speed. Okay, you want to position kind of like around. This is, let's say, this is the bar, or the little hitbox. You want to be kind of near here, somewhat like that. I honestly do not have it memorized, but when I do it, it's kind of like muscle memory. All right. Very least 3 ticks. Reason being is that boom, you're only losing about 1,000 DP damage per second from your burning speed. So that's about, let's say, 6 ticks or something like that. So you're only losing 6,000 damage instead of a possible 12 or 18,000 damage, like that. See, so play around for a little bit. Burning speed. There is, I've tested this out multiple times. There is no perfect position. Okay, it varies and varies and varies. Now, one thing you can do with burning speed is you can see you got a 4 tick right there, 738, 3738. Right? What you can do is do an auto attack in fire or an auto attack in air. And while it's casting, let's say Dragon's Claw, right? While it's casting Dragon's Claw, right, you do a burning speed. Also kind of same as Drake Breath. While it's channeling, see a little thing right there? Okay, while it's channeling the Drake Breath, you want to do a burning speed. That way, it kind of sets it up in game to do that 4th tick. 3 or 4. Okay, positioning also kind of varies. You want to be kind of this close to the mob. Alright, then you use your Drake's Breath or Dragon Claw or an air auto attack and immediately into the thing. Now, I did mention earlier that I'd like to use Wildfire, okay, first. The being is that it kind of, let's say it does twofold. It adds an extra tick to Wildfire and also adds an extra tick to Burning Retreat. Let's kind of do that right now. So Wildfire, Burning Retreat. So you see Wildfire, there's 2 ticks from Wildfire there, sorry. And then Burning Retreat, we're about 3 ticks or something like that. Okay, so that's one way to push damage on this. Either auto attack and follow up with a Burning Retreat. Alright, that's 4 ticks. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, or do a Wildfire, then Burning Retreat. Or also do a Drake's Breath or Heat Sink, then a Burning Speed, sorry. So here we go, Wildfire. That looks like a 4 hits right there, and also double Wildfire ticks. So that's one way to manipulate your skills here as a Dagger Warhorn. Okay, to add more ticks to your damage. Okay, we can do combat here, and then we'll take out outgoing buff, outgoing damage increased. All right, so we'll do a quick stock check again. We're gonna do it again with a Wildfire. Okay, this is probably, again, this is my favorite way to do with the combo. As if you see my staff videos, I like to do combo skills, okay, while doing rotations. Let's zoom up. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that's 3 hits. Okay. Demonstrate again. Let's do a auto attack and then boom. So you can see there are 4 hits there. Alright. Now let's factor in the bleeding buff damage. So you're doing about, quite a bit, right? About 2,000 burning, 2,700 burning, and then about, boom, this much raw DPS. Okay, so you want that 4th tick. And again, that's one of the ways to manipulate your skill. It's not 100% 4th tick, but most likely than not, it's going to be at least 3 ticks. Okay, from physical damage, and that in turn will scale up that burning, alright, to about 2,000, 2,100-ish. Okay, it might not seem like a lot, but in the end, it's a lot of damage, considering that if you're running, let's say, 4 Tempest, anything like that. Again, another way to do it is from when you switch from air to fire. While you're still doing this animation, as you can see, you have a little channel bar there, okay? While you're still doing the air animation for auto attack, you switch and then do a Burning Retreat. Okay, it's still 3 ticks, right? Let's do it again. Again, it's kind of similar to Drake's Breath and auto attack on fire. If you're in bad position, then it's gonna get 3. If you're somewhat positioned correctly, or luckily where you need to be. There we go. You see there's 4 ticks. Okay, here's where I spaced it. Hold on. No, I should have done that other one. But generally that was 4 ticks of the burning speed. Okay, as triggered by the auto attack, switching immediately to fire attunement, and then using burning speed. That's 3 ticks right there. Okay. Positioning properly again. It's kind of iffy where to position at. At the very least, you want 3 ticks. They'll net you around 23, low 23,000 sustained damage. Boom. There you go. A 4 tick right there. So you can see every time it stopped, you know, do the thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 ticks, and then all the little bleeding, started that bleeding, burning, and whatnot. All right. So that's the major way to increase your damage. Okay, with your own like personal player skill, with the dagger warhorn. Okay. Rotations. Now, if you master this, and also, you know, master the speed of which you put stuff out. Example, overload air into lightning storm, into lightning orb, into an auto attack. Okay, this is what they also want to cover. Before you switch to fire, always put an auto attack. Before you overload air, always put 1 auto attack. Doesn't seem like a lot, but let's go with the lava font concept for the staff. Okay, as I teach for all the staff, at least in the guild, in which you're probably watching this video right now, to increase your damage in a warhorn. Okay, staff is very important that you've put lava font before every major skill. Well, let's go with this. Okay, same concept applies to the dagger warhorn. As you can see, damage is around what, 8,000, right, per auto attack. But then overload air, which is the same speed, okay, per tick, boom, about 5,000. But generally, you want to do best practice to increase your damage overall, and to keep it up there, you want to do 1 or 2 auto attacks before overloading air. Okay, but you don't want to tally too long because you're missing out on the damage from the fire attunement. Okay, and if you just camp air the whole time, you're gonna have a bad day because your damage is gonna stay low. All right, and majority of damage increase is gonna be from burning speed and wildfire. Okay, the gigantic DPS increase, burning speed and wildfire. After that, you have to maintain it. Now, the maintenance damage comes from lightning orb, which is player dependent. All right, you can shoot it from here, and the damage starts around here. Okay, so where I'm at is where it usually starts hitting. So player dependent. Again, you want to back up. Okay, a good thing to do would be to overload air. Okay, right around here, drop it from this far, and then do a lightning orb, then cast Glyph of Storms, and then walk into the boss, do 2 auto attack chains, and then go into fire and do the whole maneuvering. So let me demonstrate right now. Let's say it's fresh, right? Boom. And then here we're going to cast from out here. Alright, and then Glyph of Storms, auto attack, go into fire, boom. And that is your rotation right there. And with that, again, as I mentioned earlier, when you switch from air to fire, during an auto attack channel, you have that possibility of getting that 4th tick of burning speed. But most likely, more often than not, almost 100% chance to get 3 ticks at the very least. So it keeps your damage up there. Okay, so that's one of the tricks to it. Also, here, you're surprised at how far your auto attack or lightning whip hits. Right here, right? So that's way more than enough to trigger your lightning orb at the max range. Reason why you want to kind of put this with the max range is that it hits multiple times. So you can see, boom, 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 a bunch of freaking red numbers on the screen. Okay, so you want to trigger it here. Okay, right at the max melee range or max range of your lightning whip. So 300 range. Okay, and this is 360 radius. So kind of basically here where we're at, max range. That's where your lightning orb is. So let's say you're in a fight, right? You're attacking the boss, and lightning orb is charged, right? But no air overload, so you can just back up a little bit, okay? Kind of max range, and pop your lightning orb. Then boom. As you can see, we casted it here, right here where I'm at, but then it started damage here. That's pretty good. That way we're maintaining our lightning whip damage, increasing the damage with lightning orb. Okay, then when overload air and then lightning storm spawns, we just put them down for more damage. Okay, and do not forget your fire attunement. So let me demonstrate it again. Be over here, right? Putting overload air. Okay. Boom, Glyph of Storms. Walking in, auto attack, positioning right, and boom. 1, 2. Alright, that got us a nice, juicy, spike. Alright, on the mob, on the boss, whatever you're fighting. Okay? So just practice your stuff, practice rotations, but remember, basics. It's good to have a lightning whip before and after, okay, an overload. So, again, lightning whip, overload. You cannot go wrong, just don't do too many. Don't stay there and camp, because the sooner you switch to fire, the better. So let's say you went from fire, just demonstrate that, to air, okay? Let's say, hold on. So we're in fire now, okay? We just did our burning speed and wildfire, we go back to air. Now fire's going to be on a cooldown. Now generally, what you want to do is, when this is 3 seconds left, okay, on the cooldown, you'll want to use your overload air. Reason why is that if it's on the second rotation, let's say wildfire, it's charged. It's not going to be 100% charged by the time that fire attunement is reset, because this is 20 seconds, this is 24, okay? That's why we want to do a 30-second kind of gap between the two, like this. It's air attunement, right? So this is recharge. Okay, when this is 3 seconds left on its cooldown timer, we use our overload air. So boom, 3 seconds. That's when we would pop overload air. As you can see, it's fully recharged. When we switch, this is gonna be ready for us. Okay. Now as you see, boom, boom, boom. We're back to air, right? So this is the initial, fire switch. Okay, when we go back into fire after this.
Hi there. Use the console to begin combat testing.
Okay, we're back into fire. This is not recharged yet.
Speak to me.
Okay, so we're attacking. We recharge our thing, right? Boom, right? Remember, 3 seconds. If you do the rotation, step by step, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and do not have any pauses, okay, this wildfire will not be recharged. It will be about 2 seconds left when you go to the, when you go from air to fire. Let's simulate that. Boom. All right, we're on air now. Okay. Auto, auto, auto. All right. Overload air. 3 seconds left. All right. It's a good thing to practice. And boom, we went to fire. Okay. Now, as you can see, I did the rotation kind of, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not missing anything. 3 seconds left. That's when we cast our overload air. All right. Boom. It's recharged, right? But that's when I switch. This wildfire will be ready for us to use. So I would suggest just auto attack, wildfire, and then burning retreat. Alright. It's gonna get those nice 2 double wildfire hits, and then at least 3 burning speed hits. Okay. So again, little tips and tricks to increase your damage overall. Alright, to kind of use the skills to your advantage. And in that, I hope you enjoyed the video. And I'll be putting dagger focus rotations up later on, but exact same way. Okay, you want to auto attack on air attunement. While it's channeling, you immediately switch to fire and spam that overload skill, or sorry, the burning speed skill. Okay, you want to use it while you're channeling attack. Like let's say Dragon's Claw. As you can see, it has a channel. Boom. Or the air lightning whip. Don't forget your lightning orb, the distance to get max damage. On your lightning orb, the distance you need to be. Alright, and you can still hit from auto attacks. Just move forward again to use your fire attunement. And that, take care, hopefully enjoy. I will see you doing damage numbers here if you're a guildie. Alright.